WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority. This is Local 6 at 5, the Great American Eclipse Edition in high definition.
Well, just hours ago, many of you saw this, a total solar eclipse. And if you're like us, it was fantastic. It was beautiful. The first one I've ever seen.
Me too. Very amazing, very memorable. Maybe you even saw some of the phenomena leading up to and during the big event, the last time an eclipse traveled across the entire country back in 1918. And we have crews covering the historic moment today with team coverage in several locations in western Kentucky.
Plus, we have several crews in southern Illinois, including Rachel Krause at SIU in Carbondale, Illinois. Wow, that's where thousands of people packed inside Saluki Stadium for the chance to glimpse totality.
It looked like a lot of fun. Along with school groups and university researchers, NASA picked the spot to broadcast and document the eclipse. Local 6's Rachel Krause has been at Saluki Stadium all day long. And Rachel, what's it been like there today?
Well, it's been very, very busy. Now, just a few hours ago, 14,000 people packed inside the stadium here to witness an astronomical phenomenon. Now, some cheered, others were brought to tears, even with a big cloud threatening to block their way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
This is game day, all right? This is the day we've all been working for about 3 years.
Even a cloud in the sky won't bring Lumeo down today.
Oh my goodness, this is my first total solar eclipse.
The planetary scientist with NASA spent his life with his head in the stars. Like many of the thousands of visitors inside Saluki Stadium, he's never seen a total solar eclipse, but he's heard about them.
And they tell me that it's life-changing.
His crews are working to study today's eclipse as well as experience it. He's hoping they'll get answers to questions that have long confounded scientists.
That's why in the corona, as you move further and further away from the sun, it gets hotter and hotter. It doesn't make any sense.
But with the time to totality ticking down, he's lending his voice to the masses, cheering away the clouds, anxiously waiting for the sky to go dark and reveal the stars. The science and data will wait. And then, totality.
There are a lot of things in life that you can anticipate and you can imagine and think about, but you don't really know what it's about.
Now, many of the research groups that were here today, they're not done, even though the eclipse is over. Now they can begin studying all that information and data that they collected during the eclipse today to help better study solar eclipses and to help them get an in-depth look at the sun in never before known ways. They're hoping to use that info to better understand the sun so that they can better prepare for solar eclipses in the future. Live in Carbondale, Illinois, Rachel Krause, WPSD Local 6.
Truly a great moment, Rachel. Thank you. Now, visitors from more than 40 states and 10 countries came to Saluki Stadium to view the eclipse from Carbondale.
And many kids, like these students at Clark Elementary in Paducah, viewed the eclipse from school. About 2/3 of the school's students showed up to a viewing party on the back lawn to watch the eclipse with friends and teachers. All students had viewing glasses, but took them off just in time to see the eclipse's totality.
It was so cool and awesome that I couldn't really speak. I was like, that's so awesome. And it really was cool.
It really was. Tonight at 6, we'll explain the lesson teachers hope students get out of this experience. And check out this drone video of people who gathered at the Paducah riverfront to watch the eclipse. You can see there are lots of cars and there were lots of people out there lined up to take a look. This is just before totality. In a few minutes, we'll show you video of the eclipse from inside a plane.
Astronomers experienced the total solar eclipse for the first time at Golden Pond Planetarium. Local 6's Leah Shields joins us live there, and some of them were saying they've been researching this event for years. So what were their reactions?
They said this was so much more than they ever expected. So I stayed with them during totality to learn about all the different phenomena that was happening around us.
Cannot get over that.
See here, the sun's shadow looks like a crescent moon on the ground. The grass and trees are brighter. Astronomer Jim Fistner tells me that's because of the ultraviolet rays. But the crowd favorite was the diamond ring effect and corona. Fistner says he's relieved he got to see this at his age.
Surprisingly, a piece of me feels relieved. Because like I said, we have intensely planned for this for so long, and the day has finally come. I mean, I've literally got goosebumps. Literally have goosebumps, because if there's one thing that's beyond our control is the weather.
All I can say is how cool was that. It's kind of a you had to be there moment now. In the planetarium, Leah Shields, WPSD Local 6.
Leah, thank you. The U.S. Forestry Service says this was the largest event they've had at LBL since taking over the property from TVA 17 years ago.
Well, hundreds of thousands of people were in Hopkinsville, Kentucky today, known as the point of greatest eclipse. Local 6's Jason Lindsay was in Cerulean, Kentucky, north of Hopkinsville, and describes the moment of totality.
Folks here in Cerulean, Kentucky are patiently waiting totality. I'm going to take a look up at the sun through my solar eclipse glasses. We're almost there. My timer here says we're 20 seconds away. This is when it will turn nighttime right here north of Hopkinsville. We're about 20 minutes north of Hopkinsville. 3, 2, 1. We're in totality. I've noticed a temperature drop. As I look up in the sky, I start to see some stars. And of course, the amazing moon right in the way of the sun, creating a beautiful total solar eclipse. Just north of Eclipseville, I'm meteorologist Jason Lindsay.
At 6, how one woman described seeing her first ever total solar eclipse.
Now your Weather Authority first forecast.
It did not disappoint, that's for sure. A lot of us here at the Weather Center and at the station got to view it out in our backyard, as many of you did, as you can see on our special eclipse pin on storm pins. This one from Murray, Kentucky, where the Lakers were there viewing the beginning of the eclipse. Also from some of your backyards, like Jer Bear in Benton, Kentucky, and also in the Gilbertsville area. Look at that party with the big old duck, also prepared with eclipse glasses. Now, as we head through this evening, we're tracking storms to our north, approaching the I-64 corridor. We'll show you when those storms will move into the Local 6 area, hour by hour, coming up in a few minutes.
People flocked to Bald Knob Cross in Alto Pass, Illinois, to witness the eclipse from the second highest elevation in southern Illinois. Local 6's Logan Gay tells us that's not the only reason people chose that location.
750 people gathered here at Bald Knob Cross for different reasons. Some gathered for the amazing view, and some gathered because they saw a spiritual opportunity. High elevation, an open view of the skies, and a massive cross in the middle of a field is what made this place a popular viewing area for eclipse chasers. One of the organizers said the mission of the Bald Knob Cross of Peace is to provide a place where people can experience the presence of God.
This event was really geared toward being a more quiet place, a place where people could come and experience a spiritual side of this and have a more serene setting.
Bald Knob Cross of Peace has hosted more than 80 Easter sunrise services on the hill. In Alto Pass, Illinois, Logan Gay, WPSD Local 6.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll hear from people who watched the eclipse from Bald Knob Cross.
And we have more video here. This is really cool of the eclipse. This is video one of our crews took today from inside a plane. You can see the 360-degree twilight effect on the horizon that is created during totality, and it looks like the sun is setting all around you. We could see that here as well. Of course, they had a better view from the plane. And since much of our viewing area is in the path of totality, many of you skip the crowds, set up in your own backyard to watch.
As Local 6's Amanda Roberts shows us, this gave friends and family the opportunity to share the rare event together.
Pretty warm, sir. Yeah, it is.
The hours before the eclipse were pretty busy at the Hoover House.
Yeah, I see.
Soon enough, the canopies, coolers, and food were all ready to go. The hosts, NASA astronaut John and green alien Teresa Hoover, planned for weeks, kicking off the Ain't No Sunshine at the Hoover House party, right from the comfort of their backyard.
We like to have fun. We like to go through life having fun, sharing with other people. and bringing happiness to people.
And waiting for no sunshine, Megan Barrett says she wanted to do so with the people she cared for.
Enjoy nature and really what this is all about. I mean, it's a broad, big world out there, but to come and experience it with just family and friends is one of the best options.
Originally, the Hoovers planned for a small gathering, but they weren't surprised when this many people set up on the lawn.
It could be a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I think it was very important to spend it with family and friends, no matter what we had to do.
But the more the merrier, especially with such a big event. You ready to throw, Trey? Okay.
I waited all my life for this.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime eclipse.
Anything that we can do to bring family and friends together, that's what we live for.
So they made it a once-in-a-lifetime experience with loved ones. In Paducah, Amanda Roberts, WPSD Local 6.
The Hoovers said they and several other guests took time off work to view the eclipse from their backyard. They say they're very glad they did it.
Well, that's how thousands of you brought in the total solar eclipse.
Ozzy Osbourne rocked the stage with Bark at the Moon right at the moment the sun turned dark. Local 6's Blake Stevens there for us live now. And Blake, how was the crowd?
Todd, the crowd was huge. Don't take my word for it, though. The crowd is right here beside me. They're all in their cars trying to get to a main road. Some of them haven't even gotten out of the field they were parked in. It's going to be a long time before they find their way onto a main road. So I may be missing work for a few days. I apologize for that in advance. The crowd was also very loud and very rowdy, except, Todd, for that moment when the moon covered the sun. For that one moment, the crowd was very quiet, and then they began cheering. It was really a surreal moment. If you take a look around Walker's Bluff, you'll see people from different states, different backgrounds, and different ages, but they were all here for the same things: good music and darkness. Not just from the Prince of Darkness, but from above. A lot of security goes into making these eclipse viewers safe. Mike Irwin makes it happen.
The event is centered around the eclipse. But, you know, our concerns, quite frankly, again, are everybody's happiness and safety. And that doesn't change regardless of the day or the event.
There were 35 security officers here to keep all of those people safe. They were made up of former and current police, firefighters, EMTs. The big concern today was people's health. They were worried people would get too hot, and in fact, they did. Irwin tells me 15 people here were either treated or transported because of heat. Reporting live from Walker's Bluff, Blake Stevens, WPSD Local 6.
Traffic does not seem to be moving quickly behind you, Blake. Could be a long night for a lot of folks. We continue our team coverage with Blake at 6 o'clock. He shows just how far some people traveled to join the party at Walker's Bluff.
WPSD Local 6, the Weather Authority, certified most accurate by Weather Rate.
It was nice while the eclipse lasted because it cut that temperature down quite a bit. Felt good for only about 2 minutes there, but now we're back to those 90s and that haze on the skyline with a few clouds too. Partly cloudy as we look live at the Saladino and Shaft Sky Tracker Network. From here at the Weather Center, things seem to be running pretty smoothly along I-24. Winds out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. And as we move ahead here, we'll take a look at what's going on. Hopefully we will. We may be having some issues here. Hopefully not, but as we move along, we are seeing some scattered showers and storms up along the I-64 corridor. And here, let's reset here, and hopefully that will help things along. So let's try this one more time. We'll see here as we move through those showers and storms up to the north. Never fun when your computer graphics lock up on you. You can see some of those showers and storms north of I-64 with a live look here out of the Evansville radar site. Now, you can see a little green line here, outflow boundary. That cooler air, that cool rush of air out ahead of those storms is dropping south. So it may kick up some showers and storms as we get further to the south towards White County and the Carmi area. Otherwise, Red Lake, the north side, seeing a little bit of thunder and lightning moving in towards the Mount Vernon area. Also some very isolated cells here near New Madrid. No thunder and lightning, just a little bit of rain near Campbell, Missouri, right on the Butler County line. The rest of us, though, will be waiting for a system that's moving in from the northwest tomorrow, and that's going to put our rain chances at 50%. Boy, we really timed things out so well to be able to see the eclipse across much of the Local 6 area today. Now, as we track it hour by hour, you can see 7 o'clock tonight into the overnight. We will see a few isolated showers and storms across Illinois and Missouri by early tomorrow morning and sun up, as the rest of us will be waiting for those clouds to increase. Now, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to see that frontal boundary start to push south towards the Ohio River. It's likely we'll see some strong storms across Kentucky and down through Tennessee, mainly east of the lakes area as we get the heat of the day going. Otherwise, maybe some hit or miss showers across the area through 5 o'clock, but eventually you can see kind of that northerly flow to everything. By 11 o'clock tomorrow night, cold front comes through, cuts off all that heat and humidity. It's going to feel a lot nicer as we go into the second half of the work week. So scattered showers and storms tomorrow. Otherwise warm and humid, winds out of the south-southwest at 5 to 15 with a high near 87 degrees. And here we go into the 7-day planning forecast. The high heat was here for the weekend through today, part of tomorrow, but check out the weather ahead. Low 80s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday of next week. We're talking about the low and mid 80s with fairly dry weather. Once we hit the upcoming weekend, we will see a small chance of rain return back to the forecast by Sunday and Monday. And hey, we've got more eclipse stuff, at least weather-wise, coming up a little later in the show. We're going to look at shadow bands and what other things people captured during the event today.
Absolutely. Jennifer, thanks.
Yeah. In tonight's Family Wellness, do you know when and how often to get a mammogram? A new study says beginning yearly screenings at age 40 would reduce the number of breast cancer deaths by 40%. That's significantly more than guidelines that call for less frequent screenings starting at older ages. More kids and teenagers will likely be diagnosed with high blood pressure due to new guidelines from the country's leading pediatricians. The recommendations include updated blood pressure tables based on normal weight children. That means more kids will be classified as needing treatment. Doctors also want children to wear a blood pressure cuff for 24 hours if they have an abnormal reading in the office.
How NASA helped people at a local college celebrate the big day when our eclipse coverage continues next at 5. A lot of people across the country witnessed the Great American Solar Eclipse, and many traveled here to view it from our backyard.
Local 6's Bryce Mansfield was at West Kentucky Community and Technical College during the eclipse today. Bryce, how many people were there?
I'd say there were a couple thousand that showed up to that WKCTC event to attend the Night at Noon event. It was free and brought out many people from the surrounding areas. A team from NASA was also there, and they set up to give people across our nation a unique glimpse of the eclipse. Oohs and ahs resonated across campus at West Kentucky Community and Technical College just as the moon swiftly moved in front of the sun. Moments before, a team from Bluegrass Community and Technical College launched a series of high-altitude balloons. One of the mechanical engineers on the team said it was a day 2 years in the making.
We enjoyed it, moreover we enjoyed it. It's a teamwork of mechanical, electrical, computer science guys.
The balloons ascended to 80,000 feet, and cameras attached sent back a live feed. On the other side of campus, the crowd grew, patient and waiting for the big moment. Astronaut Terry Wilcutt led the crowd all the way up to the moment of totality.
Keep those glasses on until it disappears.
Just as totality hit, Coral Taylor from Cleveland, Ohio, and Sherry Garrettson from New Jersey both say they were in awe.
Fortunate, very fortunate to witness it, to be a part of it, to feel it.
Probably second only to actually having a human being come out of your body.
WKCTC wants to thank the public for coming out to that event, and the president of the college thanks all those who helped to make the historic event successful.
Todd just couldn't.
She was funny when she said that.
That might be the soundbite of the day.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal day, and definitely just an indescribable experience.
It really was. Wherever you were, if you got the chance to experience it, it really was amazing. All right, Bryce, thank you so much.
Well, check out this video of the eclipse. This is from the Jackson House roof in downtown Paducah. Wow.
Look at that. This time lapse, you can see it getting dark during totality. Some lights even come on, but lights right back up. Look at that.
Obviously, the eclipse caught everybody's attention, but there were other things to look for as well.
The one thing that I wanted to capture that our photographer did, and so did I, were the elusive shadow bands, because it doesn't happen with every eclipse. So right as we were going to totality, about a minute or two before, you have to look closely here now, you'll start to see what looks like shimmering, moving pool water. You'll start to see some of those, and those of you in studio here probably can't see as well as you can on TV, but we were able to capture some of them, and it was all because us as a WPSD family, we all went into the backyard and took a few moments for ourselves to check out totality together, and it was fun to listen to everybody, but also hear how still everything got out back. I know a lot of you out there have been saying much of the same thing, and it truly was a special experience, and we were glad to be able to share it with all of you too, especially during the midday show. It was fun to be able to kind of lead right up to totality and then finally get that little break after midday where we could all go outside together and view totality. It was spectacular.
It was a special moment.
And it was sunny. That was the best part. It was sunny. No clouds.
Perfect weather for it. Good job. Good night.